It's 7 a.m. Another day. I check my wallet. 10 ringgit and 20 cents. That's supposed to last me today. Maybe even tomorrow. Do I spend 2 ringgit on the bus? Or just walk 20 minutes to campus? I walk. That's 2 ringgit for food later. Breakfast? The cheapest nasi lemak is 3 ringgit. But if I eat now, I might not afford lunch. Maybe just plain water today.
Lectures go on, but my stomach grows louder than the lecturer's voice. I try to focus. I think of the assignment due tomorrow. I need to print 12 pages. Printing costs 1 ringgit 20 sen. My laptop charger broke last week. Can't afford a new one. I use the library, but it closes by 6. I wish I had a better laptop, like my roommates. Her parents can afford it. My friends invite me for drinks at the cafe. I smile, say I'm tired. Truth is, I just can't afford 6 ringgit for a frappe. Not tonight.
Back in my rented room, small, hot, share with 3 others. I count my coins, 7 ringgit. That's for tomorrow's food. I sleep early to forget I'm hungry. This is more than budgeting. This is survival, and this is the reality for many students in Malaysia. Consumer behaviour isn't just about what we want, it's about what we need and what we can afford.
Assalamualaikum and good day Malaysia. Student life is often seen as exciting and full of potential. But for many, the financial burden is becoming heavier each year. It's no longer just about paying tuition. Rising costs of food, transportation, and rent are pushing students to make tough choices every single day. A recent survey shows that more than half of Malaysian students face financial stress regularly. Many are skipping meals, cutting back on study needs, or working part-time just to survive. This is not just a social concern, it directly relates to consumer behaviour. How the student decide on what to spend on and what to give up. And more importantly, how does income inequality among students affect their access to opportunities? To explore this further, we go on the ground. Our reporter, SYAZWANA, is speaking with Dr. Melissa, a student welfare officer at University Technology MAHAR. Let's see what they have to say.
Hello everyone, I'm SYAZWANA, reporting from University Technology MAHAR. With me today, Dr. Melissa, a student welfare officer who works closely with students facing their financial issue. Thank you for your time, Dr. Melissa.
Thank you for having me, SYAZWANA.
Okay, let's get straight to it. Right now, so many students facing their financial issue. So, can you explain to me how this can affect their spending and consumer behavior?
Certainly, when students face high costs for tuition, food, transportation, and accommodation, they are forced to adjust their spending patterns. This is a clear example of consumer behavior in action. Students prioritize essential spending such as food, rent, study materials, and reduce spending on leisure activities, entertainment, and even proper nutrition sometimes. It reflects the concept of marginal utility, where students only spend when they feel the utility or satisfaction outweigh the cost. But the reality is many students don't even have enough for the basics.
That's really concerning. But how does this relate to economy distribution among students?
Great question. Within the student population, there's a clear economic distribution gap. Students from higher income families can afford better accommodation, technology, extra tuitions, and healthy meals. Meanwhile, students from lower income families often rely on part-time jobs, skip meals, or struggle to afford basic study needs. For instance, the recent food price hikes in campus cafeterias have hit B40 students the hardest. Even though there are subsidies in some university, it's still not enough to close the gap.
So, what can be done to help students, especially from low-income backgrounds?
There are several steps. First is the government and universities should expand student financial aid like scholarships and living allowance. Second, we need more affordable campus accommodation, especially in urban areas. Third is price control on essential students items such as affordable meals plan and public transport passes. Fourth is encourage part-time work opportunities with flexible hours so students can earn without compromising studies. One successful example is Jualan Rahmah, where universities collaborate with co-op to provide cheaper food and basic necessity on campus.
That sounds like a positive initiative. But how does improving student welfare benefit the wider economy?
When students are not burdened by extreme financial stress, they can focus on their studies, improve their skills, and eventually contribute more effectively to the workforce. In economic terms, this enhances human capital, improves income distribution, and contributes to long-term economic stability. It's an investment in the nation's future.
Thank you, Dr. Melissa. That was very informative.
Thank you.
Thank you, Syazwana and Dr. Melissa, for those meaningful insights. What we've heard today is more than just statistics. It's a reflection of real struggle faced by students across the country. When financial stress becomes a barrier to education, we risk losing the very potential that could shape our future. Addressing these challenges is not just about helping individuals, it's about building a fairer and a more inclusive nation. That's all for today's special segment. I'm Farah. Until next time, stay informed, stay compassionate, and never underestimate the power of understanding someone else's story.
Assalamualaikum and good day viewers. In today's world, gadgets like smartphone, tablets and laptop have become necessities, especially for students. But this increasing dependency comes with its own economic impact. How does the needs for expensive gadgets influence student spending behavior, and does it widen the economic gap among students?
Today, we present a powerful reflection on something many of us overlook, a growing divide among students. Not one based on grades or effort, but on access. A divide between those who can afford modern gadgets and fast stable internet and those who struggle just to stay connected. In this new era of education, learning depends on more than textbooks or determination. Now it depends heavily on access. Access to laptops, access to smartphone, access to reliable data and uninterrupted Wi-Fi. These tools have become the new classroom. For some students, adapting to this shift has been easy. They have the right tools, fast connection, and quiet spaces to study. Attending Zoom classes, downloading notes, submitting assignments, it all flows smoothly for them. But for others, the path is much harder. The study spaces are cramped and noisy. Their devices are all borrowed or shared among siblings. Their internet connection lags, drop out, or simply doesn't exist at home. And still, they try. This isn't a matter of laziness. It's not a lack of motivation. It's about unequal starting points, about students trying to run the same race but beginning miles behind. Imagine preparing for an important online exam and just before you begin, your phone battery dies. Or picture being in the middle of a live lecture and the Wi-Fi cuts out again. Some students even sit outside late at night under street lamp just to catch a stable in signal and finish their work. This is an exaggeration. These are real stories happening around us every single day. And for many families, this situation is heartbreaking. They face difficult choices, groceries or a second-hand device, utility bills or topping up mobile data. Students are taking on part-time jobs, not for luxury item, not for fun, but just to afford enough data to keep up or to fix a cracked screen that become their only window to education. This is more than just
inconvenience, it's a long-term disadvantage, it's inequality in disguise. When education becomes dependent on gadgets, those without fall behind. And it's not because they are less capable, it's because they have been handled less. If we don't address this growing dependency, we risk deepening in economic gap in our classrooms, in our universities, in our future workforce. Bridging this divide is not just about handing out tablets or routers. It's about changing how we see education. It's about fairness, about equity, about understanding that digital access is not a bonus, it's a basic need. No student should be left behind simply because they couldn't afford a tablet or a data plan or a quiet place to study. Education must be a right, not a privilege reserved for the connected few. Only when every student has the tools they need, the access they deserve, and the support they require, only then can we say we have built an education system that is truly equal.
To explore this issue, our reporter NADHIRAH is on the ground speaking to an education economist, Dr. SYAZWANI. Let's hear what they say.
Hi everyone, I'm NADHIRAH, reporting from University Technology Mara. Today, we're talking about how gadgets are essential for education, which has changed the way students spend money and how this reflects on income distribution among students. Joining me is Dr. SYAZWANI, an education economist. Welcome, Dr. SYAZWANI. Thank you for having me, NADHIRAH. Gadget has become a crucial part of student life, especially during and after the pandemic. But how exactly does this affect on student consuming behavior? Great question. It seems now students treat gadgets like basic necessities, whether it's for online classes, assignments, research, or even communications. A laptop or smartphone is no longer a luxury but a need. As a result, students are willing to allocate significant portions of their budgets towards purchasing gadgets. Some may even take loans or sacrifice other spending such as food or daily essentials to afford this device. This is a classic example of how consumer behavior adapt to changing circumstances. Like students aim to maximize the utility of their spending and prioritizing gadgets that help them academically. We often hear complaints that not all students can afford good quality gadgets. How does this relate to economic distribution? Exactly. This issue reflects unequal economic distributions among students. Those from higher income families can afford the latest gadgets that's giving them an academic advantage. Meanwhile, students from lower income families may rely on outdated devices, share gadgets, or even struggle to access basic technology. This divide can indirectly affect academic performance and opportunities, widening the gap in the educational achievement and eventually income potential. That sounds worrying. Are there any solutions or policies to address? Yes, definitely. The government and ministries can invest
In improving public facilities such as computer labs and internet access on campus. Besides, expand digital literacy programs so students maximize the use of technology efficiently. A good real-life example is the BATRISYIA program, where eligible B40 students receive tablets to support their studies. However, more needs to be done to ensure long-term equality.
bridging this technology gap is important for both education and fair income distribution. Suddenly, when all students have equal access to technology, it reduces academic inequality and contributes to fair academic opportunities in the future. It's not just about gadgets, it's about creating an inclusive education environment for all. Thank you so much, Dr. Wani. That was very insightful.
Thank you, NADHIRAH and Dr. SYAZWANI. It's clear that technology access is no longer a privilege, but a necessity, and a step must be taken to ensure no student is left behind. That's all from us today. I'm NURUL. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.